If you know anything about fat loss and even athletic performance, you are aware that hormones are easily one of the most important factors. In fact, hormones affect all aspects of human function. They trigger muscle contraction and dictate mood, allowing us to be upbeat and on top of the world or depressed and tired. Here are 9 important facts about hormone and optimal body composition and health. There are 3 ways the body balances hormone levels. First, hormone influence secretion of other hormones. Second, changing levels of nutrition in blood and other body fluids stimulate hormone release. So nutrition is very important. The third is the brain actively affects hormones release. Number 2, hormones tend to be released in cycles. It's when these cycles are disrupted by light, food, or stress that hormones become imbalanced. For example, the stress hormone cortisol peaks in the early morning to get you out of bed, then slowly curb down over the course of the day with dips following meals. By nighttime, cortisol should be low so you can sleep. However, this cortisol curve can become easily disrupted. Say you want to lose body fat and you slash calories down to 1,200 calories a day or even lower. A low-calorie diet and periods without food of longer than 3 to 4 hours will cause cortisol to become elevated because one of cortisol's main actions is to release energy stores. Now, if you top that off with intense exercise or long-duration cardio because you're not getting the fat loss results you would like, cortisol will become chronically elevated in response to the physical stress you experience from eating too little and exercising too much. Number 3, hormones behave differently depending on the environment they are in. If you start working out, cortisol and growth hormones are released in order to free fat stores so the body can burn them for energy. Insulin, a storage hormone, would be lower at this time. This is the perfect fat-burning environment because when cortisol is elevated, insulin is low. A fat-burning enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase will increase. A fat-storing enzyme called lipoprotein lipase will be blocked. Number 4, hormones release follows a domino-like cascade. Here are some examples. In the morning when you wake up, you get a surge of cortisol increasing blood pressure. Exposure to light shuts off melatonin. The body warms up through the middle of the day and peaks between 2:30 and 6. You eat dinner, and a few hours later, blood sugar and insulin will fall. Body temperature is reduced overnight, reaching a low point at 5 a.m., which triggers cortisol. Number 5, hormones can exert potent but indirect secondary effects in the body. For example, insulin release increases glucose uptake through muscle fibers, which in turn increases muscle glycogen synthesis. Why am I telling you this? The main benefit of spiking insulin post-workout or the meal you get after working out is to replenish glycogen stores. It may also have some long-term benefit on building muscle. Number 6, exercise has a powerful effect on hormone levels, both acutely, right after working out, and chronically, long-term. For example, high-intensity workouts lead to a large release of growth hormone for elevated fat burning. Short-term, this is great for fat loss. Long-term is useful as well because you will have a more responsive flight or fight system. However, if done too frequently without adequate rest, it can lead to overtraining, and you don't want that as it will make you regress rather than make progress. Number 7, a simple way to improve hormone balance is by taking control of what you put in your mouth. Insulin is the storage hormone that regulates glucose entry into fat and muscle cells. It is beneficial in the sense that it improves protein synthesis in response to exercise and stores glucose as glycogen in the muscle. However, insulin will store any excess sugar in the blood as fat. Therefore, if you consume greater calories than you expend, insulin is no longer your friend because that excess energy will go straight to fat. Number 8, the brain is one of the most powerful tools you have to balance hormones. One of the most effective ways to improve hormone balance is to perform meditation and other mind-body activities. In one study, men who did a 4-month meditation program experienced much lower average cortisol and higher testosterone. Interestingly, the cortisol response to stress was elevated, but it passed quickly. This is great because it indicates subjects were dealing with day-to-day stressors better, thereby producing lower stress hormones. If you want to learn more, DM me the word Forever Fit.